If you had just 1 minute, to be skeptical, what would you say? What ideas would you produce? This is 1 Minute Skeptic.
What if you're wrong and there's a hell waiting for you? Every now and again I get an answer from somebody who cannot record their voice for whatever reason, so I will be reading this person's answer. This question itself, in my opinion, is one that really doesn't need to be asked, because it's hypothetical in nature. The question of whether or not any God exists needs to be answered first, yet never has been. Aside from that, I'll start with the first claim of Pascal's wager, which is, if you believe and you're wrong, nothing terrible happens. This is demonstrably false. Believing in claims that have no evidence to support them can become harmful when one chooses to take personal action based on that belief. But the expectation of an outcome that the claim hasn't shown it can or will. A fairly recent example of that is Harold Camping's failed doomsday predictions of 2011. A man by the name of Robert Fitzpatrick in New York believed Camping's claims and ruined himself financially to help spread the word of Camping's prediction. All he got for it was an empty wallet, the disappointment of a failed prediction, and a bleaker future. That's one of the real terrible things that can happen if you believe and you're wrong. And a pattern of believing things that are not demonstrably true increases the chance of a person making a decision that will have harmful consequences. Think of that the next time you're looking at an ad for a used car that you think is too good to be true, because you can't inspect the car. Use that same skepticism, and while there may be a small chance to miss out on a really good deal, it's better than making payments for a car that's useless because it doesn't run. The second and even less efficient part of using this argument in a discussion is, but if you don't believe and you're wrong, you could go to hell. This is the part of Pascal's wager that is the most easily turned back on the person asking. Because of the hypothetical nature of the argument, it's usually asked from the point of view of a believer that has already chosen a particular God in their mind. Pointing out that there's many thousands of God concepts of which the claimant is the only one, the discussion goes right back to whether one exists and which one it is. So, it's easy to turn the tables on the original asker by posing the question, what if you're wrong? Most likely the response will be another unsupported claim about how they know their God exists, and it's the only true one. And the whole discussion becomes a waste of time. It is why I don't like discussing hypothetical arguments like this, since no one has ever identified a God that actually exists. That is the question that needs to be answered first, before other crap like Pascal's wager. To keep from having your time wasted with this overused sandbox kiddie question, just tell the asker to go do their own research on the fallacies of Pascal's wager. The only reason I can think of talking about this is if you have an audience and want to get the undecided ones to think about why it's not a good place to start to try to convince others that a God exists. I won't even bother discussing the implied threat of hell concept in this argument. That's another hypothetical. This has been the 1 Minute Skeptic. Post your questions